Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Journeyman project Pegasus Prime. We have arrived somewhere in a restricted area. Somewhere underground, too. Somewhere that's been bored out anyway, with all the cracked rocks around the global transporter. But welcome to the Temporal Security Annex. Alrighty. Yeah, looking back there, it's they put the global transporter just kind of in this really weird spot, I feel. But at least it's kind of away from the main door that we have to go through. Think we need a code or anything? Nah. Oh, but I do actually need to use my mouse for this.
Please hold for ID check. Scanning. Verification of central cortex scan. Scanning for biotech implant. Identification confirmed. Welcome, Agent 5. Your fourth late arrival has been verified and logged.
So help me if I miss the first human encounter with alien beings.
How long was I late? I was supposed to be here at 0700, so I guess, what time would it be? And some people's favorite track from the Journeyman Project Turbo shows up. I like it too.
Welcome, Agent 5. Proceed to the command center.
I don't like you, though. Can I leave? Can I leave? Please? 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 No? Ah, no! I can't go anywhere! Help! Help! I don't want to be here with the robots. Oh well. So, a lot of things are kind of different with the TSA. They made it a whole, a lot more, professional looking, other than looking like a really dingy, kind of weird place. Especially now that there's actually people around. But there's also these busts everywhere, which we can actually look on.
Dr. Elisa Crenshaw, inventor of the first faster-than-light drive.
Hello?
Equipped with a faster-than-light drive, humans can once again unfurl their sails and navigate a new and endless black sea by the light of billions and billions of bright stars.
Maybe... I feel like they were trying to go with something for that, but it didn't really work when you have to look down and you kind of lose all of their chin. But yeah, so we're going to see some really important people in recent history throughout here. So, let's take a look.
Roberto Jimenez, first Unified Earth President.
The role of government is to protect the innocent and promote peace. With this new, unified world, the Earth stands on the verge of a peace that will forever change the face of humanity.
I kind of like him more than I do the person who's playing Alicia Crenshaw, because she really, Carl Sagan's it up. Billions of bright stars. I don't know, some of it's just plain funny.
Dr. Enrique Castillo, Earth's first ambassador to the symbiometry of peaceful beings.
As we have struggled on Earth to blind our eyes to the differences that have separated us in the past, so must we now, as a unified people, acknowledge and welcome the differences of races from planets other than our own.
It certainly makes it a whole lot more meaningful when you hear this name all before and you've only played Turbo and you really don't actually get to see the people and the most important people in the game because of the limited technology, but now you get to have a face to the name, and it's a little bit more important that way.
Dr. Seiji Matsumoto, inventor of the cybernetic cortical matrix.
The design of the cortical matrix was based on a neural net of the human brain. Like children, these constructed beings will evolve and grow, and from them we must also learn.
Hi, Tommy Yoon. That is actually him. Like, that's kind of cool that he just kind of, like, snuck himself into the game. A lot of the people on the staff also did that. In different places. Alright. I know you. You'll see what I mean.
Dr. Candace White, inventor of the first morphing smart alloys.
Throughout the history of time, humans have attempted to explore every new frontier before them. The mysteries of land, sea, and space have already unraveled before us. Now that matter reintegration is a reality, humankind can truly explore the most infinite frontier, the micro-world of molecules that make up the universe.
And I shall be their queen. She puts it on a little bit thick. But if you paid attention a little bit, doesn't she look familiar to someone we've already seen before? Candace White and Megan Love are played by the same person. Kind of funny that way. The other thing I haven't pointed out with any of these faces is, like, they kind of stop, like, halfway. So sometimes they make, like, a really, like, silly face. For instance, this one.
Dr. Elliot Sinclair, inventor of the first time travel device.
The invention of time travel may in the future save humanity by teaching the world to avoid the tragic mistakes of the past.
Yeah, good old Sinclair. But yeah, it kind of just stops halfway through, and it looks like he's either going to sneeze or is not sure what his next line is. Wouldn't really say that to Graham Jarvis. Do like him a lot. But yeah, 6 very notable people in history in terms of getting up to this point in the present. But then we have these robots here, which really just kind of make me feel a little bit uneasy.
Agent 5, you are hereby ordered to proceed to the command room by order of Commander Baldwin.
That line is a little bit inaccurate. And it does sound weird if you've played this game before. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later.
Agent 5, you are hereby ordered to proceed to the command room by order of Commander Baldwin.
Hear the inconsistency in there? Other than Agent 5, I am an evil robot. Da 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 da. Yeah. Alright, we can't see the Pegasus too well like we could in the last one, but yeah. So, now it's just time to head out to the command room. I have wasted enough time, but it's all for the good of information, which I am here for. Hopefully you're here for it too. A much better looking command center than the last one. Don't know what the big huge plasma pillars are for, other than for serious liquid cooling. But there you go.
So you finally decided to make it into work, and only 32 minutes late this time. Obviously you think TSA rules do not apply to you. Well, you are wrong. As of now, you're grounded. 1 week of review and data cleanup work in the command center, and you can start by reviewing TSA agent procedures, which you've obviously forgotten.
Well, we are supposed to be the unproven agent, as it turns out into the intro of this entire game, which is a weird name to use for specifically Gage. We'll get into it actually really soon, but now we get to listen to theory, procedure, and background. I don't know what else there is to say to that other than enjoy our textbook learning. Knowledge!
The simplest analogy for the theory of time travel is that of a tunnel in time. When someone travels through time, a tunnel is created, which originates when the travel is begun and ends when the traveler lands. If some event in the past is altered, The theory states a rip occurs in the fabric of time which gives rise to a temporal chain reaction. This chain reaction takes the form of a reality distortion wave. It could take anywhere from a few seconds to several hours to reach the present. Of those who aren't uncreated when the distortion wave hits, many will suddenly have a new life, and the past as we know it will cease to exist. Traveling back in time before the distortion wave hits allows an agent to jump over the distortion wave and escape its effects. As a member of the Temporal Protectorate, you alone will have the ability to jump back in time and prevent the corruption from ever happening. To ensure that it doesn't happen again, you'll have to discover the source of this disruption and bring it to a halt. One main caution exists. When time jumping, never allow the energy level that sustains the temporal link between yourself and the Pegasus device to be depleted, for integrity failure of this conduit will end any possibility of returning to the present.
So there's a bunch of things there, including we are pretty much the only person who is able to stop any sort of rip from happening because of our ability to jump back in time. Pretty much disregarding the wave, which I'm not sure how that really works all that much, but it does prevent uncreation, like it just said, or completely changing the life of somebody else. The other thing is that if, in terms of gameplay, is if we are in a different time zone too long, and our energy goes down to 0, that means we are going to be stuck in that time period, and that is going to lead to pretty much just game over for us. I also completely forgot off the top of my head that it was going to be the AI reading it, so if you wanted a bigger version of her face, there it is. And would it be bad if I said for you to really watch her eyes? Let's look at background.
The Particle Accelerating Space-Time Transporter V1, otherwise known as Pegasus, was the brainchild of part-time historian and full-time physicist Dr. Elliot Sinclair. In 2311, after seeing Sinclair's time-bending experiments, the government contracted him to build a full-scale, operational time machine. The purpose of this device was to explore our past, as well as to discover the truth behind many disputed historical events. Just 4 years after the project was begun, the world's first time machine underwent its first test run. However, due to mounting concerns by individuals who believed that the machine would be used not only to explore history, but also to alter it, the test run would be the first and last time that the machine would be used for research purposes. The project was discontinued, and Sinclair was forbidden to ever work on time distortion projects again. Time travel, now a reality, the government secretly set up the Temporal Security Annex as a means to safeguard history from potential sabotage. You, the members of the Temporal Protectorate, are among the very few who know of its existence.
Temporal, huh? It's like Orylen. There's some little flub-ups which I don't really get, which don't happen in different times. It's just kind of the take that I guess they decided to use. But yeah, just gonna put this right now, some of the most incredible things are made almost by accident. And also it's true that there can be malicious uses for certain things, which is why we're now here where we are, being a member of the TSA, protecting time, which happened because we accidentally went and succeeded at making time travel a reality. I don't know, but how are we going to do that? You're watching her eyes?
In the event that it becomes necessary to restore the proper course of history, the procedure is as follows. As quickly as possible, get to the Ready Room and retrieve your assigned mapping and Pegasus biochips, and the Journeyman key from their storage containers. The Pegasus biochip is your link to Pegasus. It is what allows you to be pulled back to the present at the touch of a button. Next, enter the Biosupport Suit generator. The Biosupport Suit is an indispensable element of the time travel process and is essential for your protection. After you're outfitted for travel and before the reality distortion wave reaches the present, you must jump to the year 200 million BC. Upon arriving, use the Journeyman key to open the storage vault and obtain the Journeyman historical log. Since it exists at a point in time previous to any likely temporal changes, this disk serves as a source of unaltered historical information. To discover how history has been changed, return to the Temporal Security Annex and insert the Journeyman disk into the computer. It will be cross-referenced with the historical log which was left behind and altered by the reality distortion wave. Knowing how, when, and where the past was changed should give you the information you need to restore the proper flow of history. A word of caution. Time is very sensitive to change. In order to keep from altering history further, try to solve the problems you encounter without changing anything. As a rule, a temporal protectorate agent should never interfere with any events of the past, never leave anything behind that came from a different time, never remove any historically significant objects from an environment, and above all, an agent should never interact with beings from another time zone.
Uh-oh.
Dear God, it's finally happened. And with you of all people on duty, Gage. This is it. It all depends on you. Get to the ready room. Let's do it!
I don't know what it is with these maps, but I just don't get those maps. Those are like the biggest mystery with me with this series. More than some Easter eggs. But there are so many things to talk about with just the procedure. And what Baldwin just said. I'm just going to go and start with what Baldwin just said. It also makes the whole thing a little bit more real in order to deal with, because, put it this way, time travel is really new right now. Like, you kind of have to think about, like, the background with the TSA right now. What have they really had to do in order to protect time? Have they had to protect time before in the past with all the different agents that they have? Because it doesn't feel like it. It feels like this is actually just literally the first time this has ever happened. And it's pretty reasonable to think that that is the case. And the reason for that is because, can you think of any other reason for, other than if you've played this game before, can you think of a reason for why a temporal rip would form?
Temporal rip emergency confirmed. Access authorized for Agent 5G, Blackwood. Preparation complete for Mapping Biochip, Pegasus Biochip.
Alright. It's nice that every single agent gets their own pair of biochips. I don't think that this apparatus really is the most amazing thing, though, because it looks cool, and then they just dump it out onto a plate for you to pick up. So at least you get to pick up both of them at the same time. So we have our mapping biochip, and let's open up our thing, and we also have our Pegasus biochip, which you can't really use right now, except it does say that we are below elevation of ground level. Alright, let's put it back onto there.
You are in the secret underground installation of the Temporal Security Annex.
I'm probably going to forget to do environ scans and stuff, but it's not really that important.
Agent 5, temporal wave distortions are rapidly approaching the present time. Your mission is to use the Pegasus device to travel back to the designated prehistoric time zone and retrieve the unaltered Journeyman historical log.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that reading all of the mission briefings are going to be super important, so if I miss one or two, I can live with it. Alright, let's get that Journeyman key.
Temporal rip emergency confirmed. Initiating protocol. Access authorized for Agent 5G Blackwood.
I guess you really only need the one key, I suppose. Either that or they have a whole bunch of copies somewhere. A nice ceramic handle and rotary decoders. Yes, sirree! That's all we have there. I haven't really been looking at our biochip information. There we go. If it feels like I'm taking my time, I kind of am, but you also have a whole bunch of time before the rip actually shows up, so... Oh well. I'm just being a major kind of looking dick right now. It's like, what are you doing, Gage? Gage, hurry up! This is super important business. No wonder you are unproven. I have a feeling that every agent is unproven because this is really going to be like the first time you actually have to do this and not be a test run.
Temporal RIP emergency mission in progress. Pegasus access authorization confirmed for Agent 5, G, Blackwood. Prepare for biosuit encapsulation. Ultrasonic body type assessment. Mesomorphic. Infrascanning exact body dimensions. Please keep hands inside turbolift.
Nice and convenient that the TSA decided to put the elevator where it matters and not just on the side. Alright. Hello once again, Pegasus. It's been a while. There we go. Time to hop on in.
Agent 5, do not attempt to leave Pegasus. TSA protocol strictly mandates that the Pegasus remain sealed from all outside contact once a temporal repair mission is initiated. Remember, this protocol exists to protect the TSA agent from the effects of temporal anomalies that may have occurred in the corrupted time stream.
All right, Gage. The world has only one hope, and it's you. I pray that after the rip hits, TSA will still be here for you to transport back to. Good luck.
Can I just put my hand up and say that we really don't know what we're doing right now? Can I just say that?
You must immediately activate Pegasus before the approaching temporal distortion wave reaches the present.
Okay, calm down.
You will be traveling back to the year 200 million BC to recover the Journeyman historical log. After obtaining the disk, you will initiate your auto-recall function, returning you to the Pegasus. Once you have returned, you must compare the corrupted and uncorrupted histories of the planet and determine the most likely origins of the distortions.
There we go. Alright. Time to head back to dinosaur times and find ourselves a disc. And hopefully everything is gonna go just fine because we are really crossing our fingers here. Can we find the disc? Can we get back to our old time in order to make sure that we know exactly what our mission is? We're going to find out next time. So I'll see you next time, everyone, as we do our jump all the way back to 200 million BC. And if you would like, I'm also doing a separate playthrough involving a certain special friend that you can also get in this game. If you want to see what little differences there are versus our wonderful reader eyes artificial intelligence has, so you can watch that too. See you next time, everyone. Let's jump!